Hi guys, I hope everyone's having an awesome day today. Welcome to the channel. My name is Luca and I like rocks. I like to find rocks, I like to cut rocks, I like to shape rocks, I like to polish rocks, I like to tumble rocks. All of those things I like to do with rocks. Today is May 5th, aka Revenge of the 5th. It is also part 2 of the Mythosaur Skull project, our little 2-part video celebrating Star Wars Day. And it's going to conclude the project, the Mythosaur Skull project. I will be sharing with you the process of polishing, just a little bit of the polishing, the shaping, the preparation of the other parts that are going to be part of the project, and then of course finally the finish, the end product. And I think that's about it. Yeah. I hope you enjoy today's video, and let's get to it. Hey guys, so it's several days later since the last time I've worked on the Mandalorian project, and please excuse my hair and my shirt. I'm not sweating, although it is very hot out here. I'm not sweating. I just dumped a bunch of water on my head just to cool off. It said it's like 95 degrees out, but it feels more like 105. But I wanted to get going on this project. Today is probably the last day I can work on this while we're here in Arizona. We're right in the process of packing up and heading out to Wisconsin. Right now, I don't know if you can see my workspace, not quite. So I'm kind of set up here. I'm just working or waiting on Laura. She ran to the hardware store to find a tube for this, for my water drip system. That one was a little too small and it started leaking here, so she went to run and get a new one for it so we could get that working. I am going to continue to shape these pieces right here of the Mythosaur skull, shape them out. As soon as I get them where I want them, then we will start the polishing process on them. So that's where we're at. I'm not going to record everything. I'll give you guys an update every now and then, maybe a short clip here and there of me actually working on this stone. I think that's how things are going to go down. But like I said, I just wanted to give you all an update really quick. And again, I'm not sweating. This is water. It feels nice and cool when a breeze comes through. But anyway, I'm rambling now. So that's where we're at, and we'll get to it now. All right, so I'm going to start out with this bit right here. It's a diamond bit. I believe we bought these off of Amazon before we had any sort of lapidary equipment. We use these little guys to cut and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to use this bit for now. I don't know how long that'll last, but I'm going to use it on the flex shaft. This particular flex shaft actually has been coming apart on me, like mid job. It'll fall apart. So I'm hoping it'll keep it together for a little while today while I move some of this material off of this guy. I'm gonna work on this guy. So I got the stencil on there, as you can see, I hope. There's a stencil. I'm just gonna try and move all the material that is not covered by a stencil. We had a little blowout right there, so we're gonna have to fix that or work around it. So let's get started. Yes. I really should put my apron on so I don't get so dirty, but it's seriously how dirty. Like, whenever I put that apron on, I feel like I'm over the coat, so I'm gonna see how not dirty I can get. Well, I have to wear my shirt the past few days just because I know we've been doing stuff up here. That we were trying to do stuff up here, then I just have to see how dirty I can get, and then when we wash it, and that's really that's the reality I got going right now. I didn't even know if you guys can see that. I hope you can. It's probably out of frame and you're looking at something all crazy off in the distance. So I'm just gonna keep grinding away. We'll catch up to you soon. Okay. Okay, Laura returned from the hardware store and she hooked me up. Take a peek here. This is what we've got going on. So I got the flex shaft hooked up and just going about my business this way. So thankful she was able to find the correct size tube, and we're in business. Pretty close on this guy. I think we're gonna call that one good for sake of time, but you get the idea. Try to assemble it for a sneak peek. So there we go. You can tell these are a different stone from these guys. There's a little fracture that appeared, and then we got the yellow jaspers. I'm fairly positive that these guys are a yellow jasper. These, on the other hand, they look very different. I'm not too sure what these guys are, but there is some chalcedony right there. There's a little vein. Another one. I didn't intend to use this stone. I had stuff that was more this color, but it was very fractured and I didn't have enough big pieces, at least this size, to be able to work on them. I moved this operation indoors for now, just for this part. What I did was I drew an outline here of where the yellow jaspers are gonna lay, the circle ones. And what I'm gonna do next is try and dig all that out because I want to inlay that jasper into this area. So right now I'm gonna just drill a bunch of holes all the way around this thing and then use a chisel. I'm gonna use the chisel and chisel all that out, and then once I get the majority of it out, I'm going to clean it up in there, make it somewhat even so that we can inlay the yellow jasper. So I'm just going to drill holes in here and then start chiseling it out. I don't do much woodworking either, so alright, you don't have to watch the rest of this, so just give you an idea of the process that I'm going to be doing. Drilling holes everywhere, chisel it out, clean it up, inlay the jasper. Okay, I got all these holes drilled. I'm going to start digging everything out. We'll give you a peek when I get the majority of it out. Alright, this is what we got so far. I think I do want it a little bit deeper. You can kind of see where that guy is sitting. So I'm going to try to go a little bit deeper without punching all the way through. I've never done anything like this before, so kind of thinking of stuff as I go and just doing my best. I have a vision in my head, and hopefully it comes out the way I have it in my head. But this is what we've got. Still chiseling away. Okay, here we go. Give you an idea of how this is going to go down. Got a good cavity there. A little, actually it's not too bad. I was going to say it's a little deeper than I was hoping to go, but I do have to bring the diameter of the circle out a bit. I intentionally made it a little bit smaller so I could make it get in there almost right on, so you can see my pencil marks. But that's how this bad boy is going to go down. Going to sit in there, and then right now it's fairly flush. I didn't mean for it to be flush, but that's how it happened. because I want a little nutso. But anyway, flesh is good. I'm okay with flesh. So there's the visual for that for now. Hey guys, so I'm on a 600 grit right now. Today is for sure the very last day that I will be working on this project while we're here in Arizona. Still trying to polish up these guys. Last night I worked on the wooden piece and dug out a circle. But I'm gonna try and get through this as quickly as I can. It's supposed to rain, but I was also supposed to tear down our little shop today, but I got the thumbs up to go ahead and continue to work, and tomorrow we're gonna pull the awning down. But regardless, I am on 600 grit and just polishing up, continuing to polish up these guys. That's where we're at. So that is after 600 grit. Starting to get a little bit of a shine. So I'm going to continue to do this. I'll check in with you when I get to 1200 grit. Hey guys, I just ran through 1200 grit. Got a couple of these ran through, but I'm at a stopping point for today. All right, guys, it is several months later. I got the project out. Let me see here. Actually, I've got this Griffith diamond grinder set up. So this thing, I got it set up. Well, mostly set up. I got a diamond bit grinder on there. There's some work that I need to do on these pieces. This is what it's looking like so far. Need to polish it, but I need to grind out some of these areas. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. This piece, I know I have to grind the inside portion down a little bit more. It's a little too big. If you can see next to it, that's about how much I need to grind down. And really, I think that's about it for these pieces as far as having to use this bit. I'm going to switch it over to a different one when I finish grinding this guy down, because I will need to get like a little ledge there all the way around on these pieces. So I'm going to switch to a different bit after I finish working on this one. So alright, this is my first time using this. Actually, my first time setting it up, and again, this I just need to grind down the interior part, and this right here is the perfect bit. So I've got water down in the tank here. I got this sponge sitting in the water to cool the bit, the diamond bit. It's a lot lighter than I thought it would be, but that's pretty awesome. See that? It's awesome. See how it fits. A whole lot better fit. Tell I've been using yellow jasper in there, but this is what this guy looks like. I needed it to be about the same length as its neighbor over here, so it is. It should fit in the wood a little bit better now. Alright, so I got a new bit on here. You can kind of see the ledge on it. This is what we're gonna do. You can see the markings of the Sharpie That's about where I want it cut out. So we're going to do this piece and actually a few more of these. The idea is to have a small, string of lights live underneath there. So I'm hoping we can achieve that. This thing is really quiet. I love it. I'm used to making all sorts of noise out here. Here we go. There you go. Hopefully you guys can see that. See that? Okay. Oh my goodness, I needed this months ago. Months. That is working better than I thought it was gonna. That is amazing. That is working so good. Sweet. Okay. So we got the got it marked all the way around. So I'm gonna put the other bit that I had, this guy right here, see if I can grind out, or actually I'll probably have to use a flex shaft or a Dremel to grind out the rest of this, but this definitely worked better than what I thought it was gonna. So I'm gonna put a lever on this side and we'll call this one good as far as using this bit. So that's the effect we're going for. Enough to hide some lights under there. So this bit doesn't have like a cap on it. I can hold it so far, so I'm not sure how I can use that bit for this one. I guess I can use it all. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what I'm trying to do, which is knock out those pieces so I can have a little ledge all the way around. So I'm going to call this one good as far as using this bit. I got through all of these. See where it got ground out. I got every single one of these guys, this one. So I'm going to definitely clean this one up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower that bit little by little and just kind of ground it down as far as I can till it's fairly thin, and then I will come at it with a diamond bit with the Dremel. Okay, so this guy I kind of routed out. I guess that's probably the best word I can use. These you're not going to be able to see, so these ridges and stuff, otherwise I'd even them out more. But these are the lights. I just got these battery operated LED string light. So what's going to happen is these guys are going to live in this routed area underneath. And so once the whole thing is put together, the idea is to have an underlight. So here's the rest of them. I'm going to get the flex shaft and clean that up right here. That's where the light is, the LED lights are going to live underneath. I got to get through the rest of these. And then once I finish that up, I will probably get out the slant lap and polish these guys up along with the yellow jasper part. So that's where we're at. I just need to clean these guys up a bit, and then we'll get to the polishing part. Alright guys, so this is what these pieces are going to look like when they're put together. That's the intent anyway. But I got these routed out the way I was hoping to get them routed out. So the lights are going to fit around inside here. And each of these pieces I try to route out where I'm planning to put light. So that portion is done. Alright guys, it's the next day. I've got the slant lap set up over here. I've got 325 grit set up on here. I honestly do not recall what grit I left off at with this. I can tell that I did work on it though. We got a little bit of shine to some of it. I'm just going to assume that I didn't do anything to it, and I'm just going to start with 325. Okay, so I'm just going to interrupt the lapidary stuff for a few minutes. The other piece of this project is a piece of wood that the rocks are going to inlay into. It's like this guy right here. I kind of whittled it out. It's very crude at the bottom there, but that part is going to be covered with rock. So I got this stuff right here. So I'm going to be staining this. I am also not a woodworker, so I don't really know if I should be prepping this piece of wood or anything like that. So I think what I'm going to do is just shake this bad boy up and just start coloring away at this thing. I did get the golden oak stain color. I'm just going to do it right here on the bed of my truck, because what else are truck beds used for? Been staining a small piece of wood. I'm just gonna go with it. All right, I got it all shaken up. We're just gonna color it like it's a piece of, I don't know, something. Again, I am not a woodworker, but want to get some different kind of color on things. I don't even know what kind of wood this is. It feels soft, whatever it is. So the idea is to the yellow jasper I'm going to inlay in this area here, and then the rest of the Mandalorian skull is going to get laid over the top of that circle. I don't know if we're going to have to do multiple layers. I don't even know if I have enough to do multiple layers. I didn't want to buy a can of this stuff. But anyway, see you in a bit. Or I may even just put you on time lapse. How's that sound? Sounds good to me. Okay, there we go. Like I said before, I'm not a woodworker, so I don't know the correct procedures to stain a piece of wood. So that's 2 layers of the golden oak. Just wanted to get that part done before I continued on with the lapidary portion, because when that's done I just want to be able to set everything in here and get moving along with it. So while I'm working on the lapidary portion, this guy can be drying and doing whatever it needs to be doing after it gets stained. So moving back on to lapidary work. I don't know what material is best for like east. Alright guys, I've got these ran through the various stages of grit. They are not perfectly polished, but this is what they look like. These right here, I didn't run through all of the stages of the various grits just because of how Swiss cheesy texture they've got. I don't know if you can see that. So I don't even know if this is jasper, but I'm fairly certain this is chalcedony running through here. So this portion is gonna go into this cavity, gonna get inlaid in there. And this guy is gonna sit on top. So this has been sitting out most of the afternoon. I stained it a little bit earlier. So I'm gonna get this guy put in here, probably glue it and get it in there, because this guy is going to get laid on top, and I need, especially with these little guys, they keep tipping over, so I need a place for it to hang on to. But the other part is I need to figure out how to string these lights on here. So I did this part right here, put little edges on there to be able to run the light. So that's one of the areas I need to figure out. Some of these got chipped, see that end, and then over here and right here, but it's all right. It's a Mandalorian skull, and maybe it'll give an aged look. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy glued into here, and then try to brainstorm in my noggin how to string this guy up with the lights. Whether I'm gonna glue these guys together, like this part, these have to sit separately, so I may just do that. But I'm gonna figure that out. So we'll see you in a bit. Alright, I've got this set in there, glued. I actually just used this stuff. I'm hoping it'll adhere well enough to the wood. It's not as level as I was hoping it would be, but again, this was my first time doing anything like this, so I'm good with this, and it fits snugly, not perfectly, but snugly. So I'm actually pretty happy with this part of it. Okay, so this is the idea, the thought I had in my head. And so underneath here is where the light, I plan on running the light, but I need to figure out how I'm gonna get them in there. So yeah, that's my thought process. You know what, I'm gonna carefully take this over to the sunlight and we'll see what it looks like in the sunlight. Okay, there it is in the sunlight. There's one spot, actually a couple spots that I'm not too happy with, but I think my thought is coming across here. So I've got this thing glued up. This is what the back looks like. It's pretty, it looks pretty rough, but the idea is not to be able to see it, only see the light that it's gonna give off. Of course, you're gonna see this area and this area, but I'm gonna glue this bad boy on here. Give you a, well, actually, I'm gonna wait before I reveal that. So, got this all glued up, got all the lights attached, and then, yeah, I'm gonna get it secured to the rest of this piece, and then I've got these pieces as well that need to get attached as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I will show you when I am done. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, part 2. I hope you enjoyed the project. All of that just came out of my noggin. I was basically going with the flow. I didn't have a real plan. I just had an end product in my head, and I just went for it. That is how the Mythosaur Skull project came to be. Having said that, I hope you all enjoyed part 2 of the video, and as usual, we'll see you next time.